We're doing the vertebrae and rib cage of the axial scallops.
Good job. No, that was work for you. Anyway, the vertebrae, let's see, we have 7 cervical vertebrae, 12 thoracic vertebrae, and 5 lumbar vertebrae. And the lumbar and thoracic are easy to tell apart because these look like little giraffes. See? And a little moose. Well, that one's missing. A moose and a giraffe. Thoracic, lumbar. And the cervical are obviously smaller, and a distinguishing feature on there, if it's present, is the bifid spinous process. So we're going to go through these cervical ones. We went through the atlas and the axis on the other video. So we're just going to go to the main features of this. So the cervical vertebra. This is the body, and the transverse foramen are these little holes on the sides. The transverse process are these things over here. The pedicles are these things in between, right there and there on each side. The lamina is this little bridge thing. The spinous process, as I said, it can be bifid or not, and if it is, you know it's a cervical vertebrae, but if it's not, it can be all of the different vertebrae. The superior articular process would be this right here on the superior end, and let's do it on this one too. Superior articular process, followed by the inferior articular process, which is underneath here. This one underneath, you can see inferior articular process, superior articular process, and the bifid spinous process, lamina, body, transverse process, transverse foramen, and what is it called?
Magnum frame? No, wait. The vertebral foramen.
Yes. Okay, so that's the cervical, and all of these are cervical shaped ones, and they all have same similar features except for the first two, the atlas and the axis, which we went over before. So in the thoracic vertebrae, like I said, they're giraffe shaped.
Cervical.
So the thoracic vertebrae, this is the body right here. Okay, the demi-faucet is going to be on the bottom of the body right here, is where the bottom of the inferior vertebral rib attaches to it, because they're all attached together on Mr. Will. See, it would be like where this one attaches to the next part, right here, like this one attaches this faucet right here, where this bottom of this rib, or the top of this rib attaches to the bottom of this vertebrae. And then the vertebral foramen, right here, this big hole. The transverse process is right here. The faucet of tubercle of rib. So I think, well, there is a coastal faucet on the transverse process right here. And then there is another coastal faucet on the top right here. Let me see if you can see it better in this one. You can see the coastal faucet here, the demi-faucet here. There's not really one on the transverse process, but look at this one. You can see it here. There's a demi-faucet, coastal faucet, and on this transverse process, you can see where the rib would be, stringed, attached there on the transverse process of this. And then the lamina is this bridge part here in both of these, the bridge part. The superior articular process would be this right here, superior articular process. The inferior articular process would be on the bottom right here. You can see that there. And there, superior articular process, or inferior articular process, sorry. And then intervertebral foramen. Intervertebral foramen. go through here. Intervertebral foramen. The spine nerves come out of here, so they go in between the vertebrae. So intervertebral foramen, between the vertebrae. And the pedicle of this thing is this little bridge attaching the body to the superior articular process. On both of these, you can see the pedicle right there. Okay, so now we're done with thoracic. Moving on to the lumbar. It has the same distinguishing features. You see it's a moose head. This one's missing an ear. This one attacks it. Okay. So
She went crazy.
the body is right here. The vertebral foramen. Transverse process right here. Right here, this one missing one. Transverse process. The lamina attaching this right here. The superior articular process is right here. The spinous process is this. The superior articular process. The inferior articular process. Bottom side, you can see on this. Superior articular process. Inferior articular process. And there will be intervertebral foramen on that as well. I don't have to fuse together, but maybe we see Mr. Wheels. A lumbar intervertebral foramen right here. See how Mr. Wheels? There. And then the pedicles, they're the same right here. What this is marked, pedicle. And then the pedicles on this. So, moving on to the sacrum. Sacrums. Let's see, we have the anterior view, and this will be the posterior view of the sacrum. Now the body, I think it's just the body, this main part right here. And then the superior portion of the sacral canal. You can see it good in this one. The sacral canal is this big hole at the top. So the superior portion of the sacral canal goes through right there. Can you see it well? Good. The superior articular process is right here. You can see it on this one too. Right here. Superior articular process. Sacral promontory, this little ridge right here, both of them you can see, sacral promontory. Sacral foramina, all these little foramen going down the sacrum, both sides, front and back. It actually sends nerves all through. The sacral canal actually can come out, sending nerves through each. There's a bundle of nerves that go through each of these. But right there. The median sacral crest is this crest right in the middle ridge of the posterior view of the sacrum, right here. So that's the median sacral crest. I don't know how to say this word, Eva.
Coccyx?
Is the tailbone. Say it, Eva.
The coccyx?
Yeah, the coccyx. I don't know how to say it. Right here is the tailbone. You see it? Coccyx. And see if you see it on the story. We have a little coccyx there. And what else is there? Sacral hiatus. So the sacral hiatus that's really prominent on this is this little gap right here. The sacral hiatus is this little arch. Here you can't really see it because it's plastic, but maybe that's what they were trying to. There, the sacral hiatus. Okay, so that we're done with the sacrum. We're going to move on to the sternum. The body is this elongated portion right here. The xiphoid process, sharp like a knife, your favorite part of the body, sharp part. Your jugular notch is at the top, this part right here. These are your clavicular notches. We don't need to know that, so you don't get them confused with the jugular notch right there. And your sternal angle is this line across between the sternum, body, and the noodle. So, and going out from the sternum is costochondral cartilage. So it'll be cartilage connecting the rib to the sternum. And we're moving on to the ribs. Now you have 12 pairs of ribs. 7 of them are true ribs, meaning that they are connected directly to the sternum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you have 5 that are false ribs, meaning that they are not connected directly to the sternum. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these 2 back here are considered floating ribs because they do not come all the way around and connect back to even cartilage. So you can see these 3, they're not, directly connected to the sternum, just cartilage. And these 2 are connected to the vertebra, but they are not connected to the sternum. They do not come around. So 2 floating, 5 false altogether. The floating are included into the false ribs, 7 true ribs. Now we're going to go over the part of a rib. So the rib right here. Now this flat edge side without the tubercle on it, you're going to be able to see that this is what attaches to the sternum. So right here attached to the sternum, you can kind of tell that right there. Flat side attached to this cartilage attached to the sternum. So the tubercle side with the head right here and the neck, that will attach to the vertebrae, and the tubercle right there will come in contact with the vertebra as well. So this is the whole thing, makes up the body, and this is the angle of the rib. So you have the head of the rib right here, the neck of the rib right here, tubercle right here, the angle where the rib turns, the body of the rib, and then on the bottom side of the rib is the costal groove of the rib. So if you're mixed up and you know if it's a right or left rib, remember that the groove-like structure is on the bottom, and you can kind of see that in this as well. Like you can see connected here, you can see the head, the neck, the tubercle is on the back side of it, kind of connected to the vertebra right there. And you can see the angle of the body, and you can see the costal groove on the bottom of the rib. So if you need to know if it's right or left, line up the head with the back. So we can see the head is in the back of the body, and the costal groove is at the bottom. So if I want to see what rib this is, the costal groove will be on the inferior side. I will try to use my own body and line it up. This head with tubercle in on this side. And I'll be able to tell that this would be a left